Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and back to another Foodie Friday recipe. Today we are going to be making this keto chicken parmesan casserole. And since becoming a mom, it literally is like I found my purpose. For this recipe, you're going to need 5 cups of cubed cooked chicken, some basil, some crushed red peppers, some Italian seasoning, some tomato sauce, and then you're going to need some Parmesan cheese and some mozzarella cheese. You're also going to want to make sure your oven is preheated to 350 degrees. The first thing I'm going to do is add some seasonings to my tomato sauce. As you guys know, if you've watched my channel before, I don't like using actual marinara or anything. So I always use tomato sauce or tomato paste, and then I add my own seasonings to it. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this tomato sauce into a bowl. You do need 1 cup of marinara or tomato sauce. And then I'm going to add some garlic powder and some Italian seasonings. And I'm going to stir that all up and let it sit to the side while I'm doing everything else. Next, I'm going to go ahead and butter my casserole dish for this meal. You can use olive oil or something else if you don't want to use butter. I like using butter when I'm greasing up a casserole dish, though. I think it works best. I just throw a little block in there and then I grab a paper towel and rub it all around, making sure I get in the corners really well so that you don't have food sticking in the corners.
That you're an enemy I held too close. Now I know, 'cause you did everything to prove me wrong. You were not the guy I thought. Now I'm beating you at your own. Yeah, if I got $1 for every time.
After that, we are going to go ahead and dump our 5 cups of cubed cooked chicken into our casserole dish. We had meal prepped the day before, so we just cooked all the chicken up. Then you will see some chunks of butter and stuff because we cooked the chicken with butter, salt, and pepper. So I'm just going to throw that in the casserole dish, and then I'm going to put the tomato sauce all over the top of it. I'm just trying to get it as evenly as possible. In the future with this dish, I would probably use a little bit more tomato sauce, or I would use maybe a can of tomato sauce and a can of tomato paste or something, because I do think it needed just a little bit more sauce on it. This just wasn't very much, as you can tell right here.
Man, I really love to play, and now that I won, then it's safe to say.
And then next, I'm going to put some of the crushed red peppers here on top of the chicken. We love crushed red peppers, so I put quite a lot, but you do however much your family likes. If your family doesn't like a whole lot of the pepper flavor, don't add a whole bunch. And then you're going to put the Parmesan cheese on. I started trying to just grate this over the dish, but that was a pain. So we are going to move on and we are going to do it on a plate, which makes a whole lot more sense. So I'm just going to go ahead and grate this up. The recipe calls for 1 ounce or about 1 cup of Parmesan cheese grated. So I'm going to go ahead and grate this all up. I don't measure, but I know this is at least 1 cup.
It's a part of the game.
After that is all on there, we are going to go ahead and add about 1.5 cups of shredded mozzarella. Again, I don't measure cheese, just throw some on there.
Watch the clock ticking off the wall, but tonight I'm letting it go.
And then the last step before it goes in the oven is just adding some dried basil to the top of it. And I didn't measure this either, I just kind of sprinkled it on there, but the original recipe calls for 1/2 teaspoon.
I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make
And then you're going to want to put it in the oven to cook for 25 minutes at 350 degrees.
It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this.
And that is it, you guys. Super simple, super easy recipe. You could also add some crushed up pork rinds to the top of it if you wanted to make it have a little bit of a crunch. We didn't this time, but we might try that in the future. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. It is an easy way that you guys can help me out. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.